Howdy folks, Widget Walls here from NeedCoffee.com. I wonder what film I saw today. Anyway, we're here for another Wayhomer review. Here's how this works. I've just left the cinema where I've seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about it on my way home. And if you haven't figured it out, the film that we're here today to talk about is Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Okay, so the synopsis is this. We'll start with the synopsis. Synopsis is Jack Sparrow is back, and he is basically, through some convoluted means, conscripted and put on the path of the Fountain of Youth. And it just so happens that everybody and his brother Bob is on the same path to the self-same Fountain of Youth. The Spanish, the British, the Blackbeard, for all I know, the Mormons. I have no idea. It's just they're huge groups of people all headed towards the Fountain of Youth. And nice signal. So there you have it. He finds himself caught between all of these various parties, and as one is wont to do, and one is a pirate. He, flip-flops between various things and motives and whatever else, and he's Jack Sparrow. That's pretty much the synopsis. That's all the thought that really went into the pitching of the film. All right, so here's the deal. Disney has declared that they are Franchiseville. Why? Because franchises make crap tons of money, okay? And unfortunately for this film suffers a similar fate to that decent Edward Norton Incredible Hulk film. Because that Ang Lee Hulk film was such crap that everyone had a terrible taste in their mouth. And so there's this huge crater for the decent Norton Hulk film to try to crawl out of. Pirates 4, the problem with Pirates 4 is that it is crawling out of a crater that is it's basically like, extinction level event crater type of thing. I mean, it's huge. It is the trilogy, the Pirates trilogy. They ruined a trilogy worse than the Matrix did. Okay, because at least with the Matrix, you can see at least that they were trying to do something. All right, the Matrix trilogy could have been awesome. They could have pulled it out with a third film, and I will argue that with anybody. Okay? But I knew it was all lost after the second Pirates film. Did anyone know what the hell was happening in either of the two later Pirates films, 2 and 3? I mean, seriously, did anyone understand what was going on? No. And in fact, you just go, does anyone remember the third Pirates film? No. We've put it out of our collective memory, okay? So at least you can say that the Matrix trilogy was, shall we say, a failure of ambition. Whereas, in my mind, Pirates trilogy was a failure of sloth, okay? It was just, we'll just throw some pirates on the screen, we got Johnny Depp, and we'll get Jeffrey Rush, and we'll throw some things around, and it doesn't have to make any sense. Great. That's basically that. That was the pitch meeting. You would think I was there pitching it to Disney right there, and they went, well, we'll sign wherever, Pirates 2, whatever. So, yeah, okay, Pirates 4, all right? So, in all fairness, I tried to put the failed trilogy out of my mind, which, like I said, was easy to do, because 2 and 3 are so eminently forgettable, no matter how pissed off they made you. And I wanted to like the film because they really tried hard to make the film interesting. You've got Johnny Depp doing his thing. You know that Keith Richards comes back because he's in the trailer. He's got a nice little bit. You get Jeffrey Rush. Okay, you've brought him back. You've got Ian McShane, which they did, in an effort to make me give a damn. That's what they threw on the table. I know some people would say Penelope Cruz was a selling point, but, I don't know. Not so much for me, but whatever cranks your tractor, right? So they tried, basically. The end result is they tried. So they get an E for effort. But part of the problem is this. First of all, I talked about the cast. Let me address the cast. Johnny Depp is Johnny Depp, and he's playing Jack Sparrow. And he's doing it in a world in which, you know, I mean, the thing about, shall we say, the Jack Sparrow movies, like James Bond movies. Now think about this. Think about when they remake Pirates and they have to recast Jack Sparrow. It's going to be like the James Bond recasting. That's going to be fun. Anyway, because you know it's going to happen, and don't deny it. Even though there's going to be a Pirates 5. Now, part of the thing is, yes, that's right. It's a good idea to check for oncoming traffic before you pull out. This is also it's not only a Pirates review, it's a review of Atlanta drivers. So the what the hell was I saying? Oh yes, the understanding that you're in a universe in which the laws of everything point towards the fact Jack Sparrow wins. Okay, if you understand that, then you can have some fun moments in the film. It's a lot like, you know, there was a sequence that Grant Morrison did in his JLA run, in which he was playing around with the idea that the good guys live in a universe in which the good guys prevail, right? And so he played around with that in a meta type of way that was kind of cool, okay? This does not go meta with it, but as long as you understand this is Jack Sparrow's universe and we're all just kind of hanging out in it, then you can have some fun with it. So you got Johnny Depp in that role, and he's good, okay? Ian McShane can play an evil bastard in his sleep, all right? So, not to say that he's not good, but I'm just like, it seems to come naturally to him, right? So he's fine. Penelope Cruz, I've seen some people say, oh, not too impressed. I thought she was fine, all right, for what she was there to do. Jeffrey Rush, not so much. Not given too much to do. I mean, when he's finally given a couple of moments to gnaw on, he does gnaw on them with great aplomb. But those are there's just a couple of them. So, you know, everybody's there for a paycheck. So that's okay. That's fine. But the problem is, it has moments, it has great crazy sequences, because really at this point, we've all given up on the idea of having another Pirates of the Caribbean movie like the first Pirates movie, because it's simply not possible. You know, like Brother Dave said, do that, well, you can't do that again. You can do something similar. So they've been trying to do something, at least with this film, put it this way, at least with this film, they're trying to do something similar to the first film, instead of trying to make some kind of crazy, you know, overarching narrative with gigantic, you know, 50-foot woman on a ship. I don't remember what the hell it was about. Anyway, so they're at least trying to go back to the first film. In fact, you could skip the second two, you know, the second and third films and just go to this one, and you'd probably have a good time, okay? So it's not a bad time. However, it does feel a bit long, and it just does not, I don't know, it doesn't deliver. It doesn't feel tight like the first film. It doesn't feel as well constructed as the first film, if that makes sense. So there's flickers of great, you know, I won't say genius, but fun, okay? Like an escape sequence towards the beginning is a hell of a lot of fun, especially due to a cameo, which just goes to show how the person in that particular cameo can light up any film that she's in. So you've got that. You've got you know, a sequence with a bunch of boats, and you know there's mermaids, so that's not a spoiler. So that's a bit of fun. But it's not fun all the way through. It's not, you know, joyous all the way through, as far as a joyous viewing experience. So, I don't know. Also, 3D, forget it. It's kind of, I mean, okay, the one reason there would be to see this film in 3D is because you really get a feel for how 3D used to be. I.e., we've paid for this technology, we might as well throw as much at the screen as we can. I mean, how many sword thrusts towards the camera can you have in a film? Really, Rob Marshall, come on. I mean, and it didn't even feel like, well, I'm doing an homage to the 3D films of the red and blue glasses and anything like that, right? It didn't feel like that at all. So maybe if it had been a little more like that, it would have been, I don't know, more fun. But, so the 3D, skip the 3D. In fact, I would say, honestly, you know, unless you've already made up your mind to see the film anyway, and I know there's a lot of you out there, and I don't hold it against you, okay, because, you know, you like a Pirates film. They even threw zombies in to try to get your attention, okay? So it's fine if you want to go see the film. But honestly, I'd wait for video. You know, there was nothing in there that was so impressive that I went, yeah, I could just watch this at home on a decent Blu-ray player and television and be fine. it just wasn't compelling enough. Because cup-wise, I'm giving it a 2.5. I mean, there were moments where I thought it was going to tip over towards the full-on positive, but it just wasn't there. I mean, it's an improvement over the last two films, but really a good solid blow to the head would have been an improvement over the last two films. So, there's not much to say about that. They can't. They have so much to redeem themselves for that they don't go all the way there. And is my judgment clouded by the previous two films? I don't think so. I really went into this with an open mind. And they gave me a pirate movie. They gave me some zombies. They gave me some mermaids. It delivered on the promise of the trailer. It didn't do so exceptionally, but it did deliver on that. Oh, and Johnny Depp. So it gave me exactly what it said it was going to, and nothing more. So that's a 2.5 out of 5. That's right down the middle. So yeah, you would not do you would not do yourself a disservice by waiting and saving some money. There you go. We try to save you a few bucks. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say about Pirates. Good special effects, great music featuring Rodrigo y Gabriela, and I have no idea how closely it adheres to the Tim Powers novel that inspired it. No clue. But yeah, I mean, really, the plot just exists to put those characters into situations when they can jump across barrels and sword fight and fight some more. That's about it. So the plot is really inconsequential. So there you go, another Wayhomer. I think that about wraps it up. I would say to those of you who enjoy these things, thank you for enjoying them. We appreciate it if you can stumble these things, share them on Facebook, share them with someone who you think they can bring some information to. And I would say this as well. There's a place on the site to go and support Need Coffee. If we've saved you some time and effort and money in avoiding a film, and maybe later you watch it on Netflix streaming or something like that, and you go, man, I am so glad we missed that. Throw a couple bucks our way, if you would. It helps pay for stuff like the gas that I'm using to drive home at this point. So, anyway, that's all I got for right now, and we will see you next time. Oh, this will go up before the one I shot before this one, so when you see the one after this one, and I start talking about some other things, and you go, what in the hell is he talking about more than you normally would, then you know what that's about. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.